loves, we're just going to go ahead and get into this Valentine's Day tutorial. I already did my brows using my Anastasia brow pencil, and now we're going to use the Urban Decay primer for my lids. And I am placing that all over. And now I'm going to use my soft brown, which is barely there. I have to pick up a new one. And I'm going to use my Sephora brush, and I'm looking for the brush number. This is brush number 57. It's a fairly large, fluffy brush. It allows me to add the color quickly onto the surface because it's a large surface. And this is a fluffy brush. A lot of my brushes, the titles or names have worn off because I've had them for quite some time. And this is another shadow from MAC called Brown Script, and I'm just using that to somewhat deepen the crease. Just to define that crease just a little bit before I go further. And I'm using my eyeshadow palette from Marc Jacobs, and this is the 240 About Last Night, and it's the Style Icon number 20. And I'm just using that black to just smoke out that outer area. And again, this is just a regular fluffy brush. I kind of work on the crease and the outer area before I add the color onto the rest of my lid. And now I'm using a flatter kind of paddle brush a little bit, but it's kind of I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. The bristles are tight, but they're still a little bit fluffy. And now we're going to go into that gold color and add that. And this is a fairly simple tutorial. I try not to get too complicated because once I get complicated, I make a mess of everything. And I'm just taking my time building that color. Trying to make sure it's everywhere where I need it to be. And smoothing it out just a bit. And now I'm going to take some tape. This I've seen a lot of my girls here do on the YT in order to get their eyeliner nice and sharp, their cat eye. And most recently I saw Platinum D do it, and it was so easy and so self-explanatory. She did an amazing job. So I said, you know what, I can never really get mine even, so let me try the tape trick. So now I'm going to go ahead and place that tape right below my lower lash line and up into the tail end of my eyebrow. So now I'm just going to use my eyeliner, and this eyeliner is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. And I create a thin line, and then I kind of use that tape to guide the wing. And even if I get a lot of the product onto the tape, I'm still good because once I peel it off, the cat eye is kind of nice and sharp. I try to do this freehand, but my wing never comes out even, and it comes out a little shaky, so the tape works wonders. And you can use the back of your hand prior to putting the tape on, just to tap that piece of tape onto the back of your hand to remove some of the stickiness. So when you take it off, it's not so sticky. You can kind of peel it without too much issue or too much pulling on that area of your eye. Dry it out a little bit, fan, fan, fan. And now I'm going to peel off the tape. And that way, make sure the liner's dry. That way the line is nice and sharp. And hopefully even. So there we have that. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply my double up lashes from Ardell. They're the 203. And I'm using my Duo eyelash glue. So I just pop those lashes on. You guys already pretty much know how to do that. So now the eyes are done. So I'm using my antimicrobial brush from Michael Todd along with my Lancome foundation. And I use the 24-hour makeup. And this color is the 460 Suede W. And I'm just applying that all over. And this, I really do like this brush as far as using it for foundation. You can use it for other things, but I use it mostly for foundation. And I am going to blend out that little halo above my brows. And I'm applying it all over under my chin so you don't see a line of demarcation. I kind of take my time in applying my foundation just to make sure it's all nice and even. And now I'm going to use my Sacha Buttercup powder. If you notice in the information area, I do have a coupon code. And I'm using my little beauty blender in order to bake just a little. And now I'm going to take a brush from, I think this brush might be from Royal & Langnickel, and it's really just a little fluffy brush just to go ahead and contour my nose and below my little cheekbone there. And now for eyeliner, I'm using my 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil from Urban Decay in the color 0. Just to line my lower waterline. And now I'm going to use my mascara from Makeup Forever. This is the Excessive Lash, just to kind of give my little tiny itsy bitsy lower lashes some definition. And now I'm just taking a large brush just to kind of brush off that Sacha Buttercup powder. I don't really bake too long, only because it makes my face look a little bit, I don't know, sometimes it may look a little bit ashy if I leave the baking powder on for too long. So I'm just brushing all of that off. And now I'm going to use my blush from Makeup Geek, and this color is called Rendezvous. And I'm actually using the same brush I used to brush off that Buttercup powder. And now I'm using my highlighter palette from Estee Edit, and this is the Glow Face and Eye palette. And I'm going to mix a couple colors together just to highlight. And the brush that I'm using to do this is the Royal & Langnickel Silk Pro, and it's number BC265. It's actually a contour or shadow brush, but as you know, these brushes can be used interchangeably for different purposes. And I do just put a little right below my brow bone, just so when the light hits it, it's like bam! And down the bridge of my nose. And I did use a little on my Cupid's bow. And now for lipstick, I'm using the D Benoit matte lip color, and this color is called Temptation. It really is a beautiful, beautiful deeper red shade. And I didn't use any liner because the applicator really is pointy enough that you can line your lips basically with it first and then fill it in. Yeah, I absolutely love the D Benoit matte lip colors. And so often when I'm on camera, I'm not seeing as well what needs to be blended. So usually when I'm done with the entire look, I'll go back, check it out, blend where I need to, like with a clean brush, and then I'm good to go. So now we're just going to go ahead and take out these curlers, and that's the finished look. I did edit out the area where I sprayed my face with a setting powder, the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Spray. So that's the end of our Valentine's Day look. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.